Hey guys, I need to send a message to remind everybody right quick. Let me flip over right now. We have an amazing speaker tonight, guys. Hey Dennis,
Yes,
how you doing?
I'm okay. How are you?
Have you had your surgery?
No, December 6th.
Oh, I gotta keep forgetting that. Good grief.
Well, it was supposed to have been Friday, but the doctor is out of town for that weekend, so they had to reschedule it to the 6th.
Oh, okay. I see. Okay. We'll still be praying for you.
Thank you.
How's it going with everybody else? I'm sending out a reminder to everybody. Let's see. Oh, so this is your last call before your surgery? No, you got one more call before your surgery.
I should have one more call next Tuesday.
Right, okay. I just sent a reminder out to everybody. Guys, send a message out to your team members. Remind everybody to join us. Let me send another reminder out. Our guest speaker is amazing, which they all are. All of our speakers have been amazing. Even our own leaders who lead the calls have been amazing. Let's see. I'm sending reminders out right quick. Okay. I'm just sending a few reminders out and send some others. All right, quick. Hope you guys are doing okay. Coming out here. Trying to remind everybody. See, we got a couple minutes.
Good evening.
Hey, Miss Wells.
Hey, how you doing today?
Hey, how you doing?
Doing good.
I'm trying to send a reminder out to everybody. If you guys can do that too, send out a reminder to remind everybody. We have some things that we want to share.
Okay, let me see if I can do that.
Yeah, I'm sending out a bunch of reminders right quick now. Okay. Trying to get it out quick as I can. How many on the call so far? I'm trying to, as I.
Okay, let me see. I had to get out of that. Hold on.
I'm
Okay.
showing 10.
Yeah, we got people
10,
hopping
okay.
on.
Oh, Dennis just said 10. Okay, great.
Okay,
Thank
yeah,
you.
they're coming in.
Yeah, I'm sending out these reminders quick as I can. My fingers moving a little slow. I'm trying to, is Nettie here? Let's see if Nettie's, I guess, speaker. Let me see if I can remind her if she's not on yet. Send her a reminder right quick, because I know
Okay.
she was looking forward to being on. Let me see. Is Annette on call? Can you guys tell?
Don't
Just
see
send
her
her a
name.
reminder.
Yeah, I don't see
Okay,
her name.
let me text her right quick. And I guess I got, okay. Send her this text right quick. 8 o'clock.
Debbie,
There's somebody said Zoom.
You on the
user.
call?
Yeah.
Hey,
I'm on
girl. Okay, I just sent you a text and a message. Okay, great. Glad you're here because it's 8 o'clock. It is 8 o'clock on the dot. Oh my goodness, guys. So happy you guys are here with us. I just sent out a whole lot of reminders, and we're just so happy to see you guys out for Thanksgiving. And I pray that all of your Thanksgiving holiday time was just perfect with your family. And we're gonna give everybody about 1 more minute before we get started, but I'm going to tell you a little bit about our guest speaker who's going to be sharing some amazing things with us tonight. Nettie, I think I met her on the plane, and she can correct me as she come on. So as you guys come in, make sure you mute your phone so we won't get all the background noise. But I met her, I think on a plane at an airport somewhere. Anyway, she's amazing. And we've known each other for a very, very long time. And she's inspired me. And of course, she say I've inspired her. But she is just such an amazing person. You can't meet. I mean, when I tell you, there's so many people that I've met who's amazing, but she's definitely one of them at the very top. And she's so genuine. You know that you got a friend in her. She's that kind of person. And she's going to be our mistress of ceremony at our end of the year scented celebration. So you're going to get to see her in person for those of you who will be attending our event on the 9th of December. So Nettie, are you here?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yes. You go ahead and
Okay.
have the floor, girl.
Awesome. Well, I am so honored to be with you guys tonight. And Debbie is one of my very close friends. Y'all are very blessed. Here's a funny story. I have been selling Scentsy for 13 years, and I went to Reunion this last year, and I was like, are y'all seats saved? Or like, can I sit here? And she's like, Nettie, I'm your sponsor. So I met my sponsor at Reunion this year, guys. So if you have Debbie Pitts Palmer as a sponsor, now full disclosure, she was like 2 away from me, and so we never met. Okay. And so if you have Debbie in your life and she's been active and she is leading you, that's amazing, guys, because leadership is huge. Okay. And that's something I haven't ever had. I'm going to share a couple things with y'all tonight that I don't have any notes. I'm very off the cuff. That's probably going to surprise you. And I'm pretty sure you've probably never heard this from anybody else, and that's okay. I'm just going to be authentic. Is that okay, Debbie? And if Debbie wants to interject,
Yes. Absolutely.
yes. And Debbie, if you feel like interjecting or anything like that, or asking any questions or something along the way, interrupt me. So my name is Nettie Tomlinson. I'm from Tupelo, and I am now a Superstar Director. And it's hard to believe it, especially during this time, because it's really, people just aren't hitting Superstar Director right now. And I didn't become a Superstar Director in 13 years, guys. So if there's one person on this Zoom, and I don't care where you're at, and you're like, okay, I want to be a Superstar Director, you can do it in a year. Maybe sooner. It took me a year, and I'm going to tell you why. Because when I decided I wanted it, I decided to build the leaders. And all of that happened when I set my mind to it. A couple of things I did when I had, and I'm going to go backwards, guys, but a couple of things I did before I hit Superstar Director, actually only having 2 directors. I had my friend make this shirt, Scentsy Superstar Director. I ordered 4,000 freaking magnets that say Superstar Director, and they were $500. I ordered packets and packets and packets that say your Superstar Director loves you, because I wanted it that bad, guys. And I believed finally that it could be done. So I don't care if you just joined today or you have been here forever, and it doesn't matter to me really what it looks like. You have to first believe it. Buy the shirt. This is not as purple as I wanted it to turn out, but drink the freaking Kool-Aid. Sometimes Scentsy's gonna suck. Sometimes you're gonna get bored. Sometimes somebody's gonna dangle a carrot and some new company comes along and something's gonna look better. Run from that and stick with what you know. This company has been around for a very long time. It's not going anywhere. So stay consistent. And even when life hurts or life sucks, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about how it did for me. Stick with it, guys, even when the going gets tough. I joined in 2010. It took me 7 months to get my first recruit. And then once I got a recruit, which I didn't want to recruit, she asked me if she could join. And then it just started. I was like, okay, well, let's just do this. I guess I'm going to build a team. And so within a year, I hit director and I had built 2 directors. And so I hit star director, earning trips, all the things. I never could fully commit to the level that I am now because I did leave my job of 29 years. And in the past year, I've been able to build this. Okay. Can it be done with a job? Yes, Debbie did that. Debbie had another job when she did that. I did get to star director working full time. But back in 2019, somebody offered me, and I'm going to go ahead and just say what it was because it's not like I have some kind of reason why I can't. One of my friends lost a bunch of weight with Arbonne, and she offered it to me. And I'm like, well, hey, I need to lose a bunch of weight. I lost 26 pounds in a matter of a month. Well, I did not know that it's not really the best decision to be in 2 companies. Okay. And so because of my personality, I was sharing this, Arbonne works, you take this 30-day detox. I really wasn't trying to build an Arbonne business, but it was just happening. And so all of a sudden I'm getting to know their leaders and I'm just like this full-blown Arbonne consultant while I'm still a Scentsy star director. Well, guys, I was posting on Facebook. I was sharing all the things I didn't know you shouldn't. And all of a sudden I was reached out to not just by Scentsy, but I also found out from Arbonne, you can't be at the top of 2 companies. Okay. And I was already looking for stardom in Arbonne. And so I was turned into compliance and I was deeply hurt and I had to make a choice. And I almost chose Arbonne. And Debbie reached out to me. I had other leaders reach out to me. What are you doing, Nettie? Literally, Orville Thompson reached out to me. And finally, I made the decision to choose Scentsy because I did have a decent sized team. I did make a decent paycheck, but I was deeply hurt, guys. And I spent so much time worrying about who turned me in, why I was turned in, instead of just facing the facts that, like, you really can't build 2 companies. Okay. So you really can't build 2 companies, guys. You really need to drink the Kool-Aid for Scentsy, and Scentsy does work. You can earn the trips. You can do anything you literally want to if you just make up your mind. Is that not true, Debbie? You just have to make up your mind, guys. And so my number one thing, don't do 2 things. Now, do you have to work another job? Potentially, you might have to do that until you don't. But in direct sales, it's just, and what it was is I wanted to make excuses. I wanted to cry. Woe is me. I ended up losing one of my directors in the process because, and you guys, I hate drama. I'm not drama. I don't even have drama. But this one moment, it became that. And so that kind of sucked. And so I chose Scentsy, and then I just coasted for a couple years. Now, don't get me wrong, in 2020, we earned top 50 for Canada because I always earned the trips, but that's still kind of coasting. And I just, one day I woke up and I was like, I want Scentsy and I want success. I want success more than I want anything else. And want that, guys, whether it is whether it's you want to be a star consultant, you want to be a lead consultant, you want to be a director, it has to keep you up at night. It's got to be something that you want, and you're not looking for excuses and you're not looking for reasons why this doesn't work. You're making lemonade out of lemons. And you know, I had all the reasons to be like, who turned me in, who would hurt me, blah 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 blah, who cares? Okay. I crossed the line and I really did something. You can't even be successful at two things because I'll be honest with you, at the time, I was literally selling $500 a month. I can't build two businesses well. Nobody can. Okay. And so Debbie asked me, you know, share your comeback story, Nettie. Well, in 2021, I took a coaching class with a lady named Michelle. And I realized that I had been throwing up on my team, not coaching them. And what that means is I wasn't listening, I was doing all the talking. And so instead of saying, hey, Debbie, how are you? What's going on with you? And she says, oh, I don't know how to sell. Well, let me tell you how I'm selling. Let me tell you what I'm doing. That's throwing up. I learned through that coaching class that I was throwing up on everybody and I wasn't listening. What I needed to be saying is, Debbie, tell me what, so you need help with sales. Tell me what worked for you in the past. Well, let me think. When I did that Facebook party with Tiffany, that worked. Okay, why don't you write that down? A Facebook party worked. What else have you done in the past when you've had successful months? Well, I did do that one event. Basically, what I learned, you guys, was that I needed to listen to my team more than throw up on them what was working for me, because what works for me doesn't mean it's going to work for you. And what works for you isn't necessarily going to work for me. And so through this class, I was just like, okay, I have got to start listening to my girls and building relationships with them. If you want to build a team, guys, this is a relationship building team. And so when I decided, here I was just I held the title star director, but I had one director, and she's actually a superstar director. And I had all these directors under me. So before I hit superstar director, full disclosure, I had 26 directors, star directors, superstar directors, all that in my downline. And here I am letting all this money pass me by because I had 6 second generation directors not getting paid off of, and 3 or 4 third generation directors not getting paid off of. Didn't do the math, just couldn't go there, didn't want to worry about it. But basically, guys, so I had to take this step by step. And in 1 year, we built 3 directors. How did that happen? By building relationships. Okay. Basically, if you want to build a team, your team has to become your BFFs. They have to be the people that you are constantly talking to, you're in communication with. I literally honed in on one at a time. Labrisca was my first one. I talked to her last October. She had 2,600 in team wholesale. She had just hit star. And I said, Labrisca, why don't you just go for director? We had 17 days to go. And she's like, well, do you think I could? I said, yes, let's go for it. And by the end of the month, she was a director. I think she ended up with 10,700 points. So Labrisca kind of like was a, and you know, she has maintained director In 1 year, there's only been 2 months, I believe, that she did not get paid at title. And so we started, and what I told her is, stop thinking about whether you can do this, just hit it and then figure out how to do it. Okay. Debbie will tell you that. Stop thinking so hard, guys. Go and just achieve it. Go do it and then figure out how to do it along the way. That's what we did with Labrisco. And this year, I held a leadership retreat. This was my second one. Last year was my first. Had no idea what I was doing. My dream in life was to always do something like that, but it was too big for me. But I did it again. And so 3 people after that leadership retreat, which was this September 21st and 22nd and 23rd, 3 people hit director since that retreat. Donna was the first one, and Donna has almost been director several times, but she gets too scared. And so she's literally like, she just gets so close, but still so far away. And she left and she was laser focused. Nettie, I'm doing this. Her and her team, which she has, I think, a team of 13, they hit director in October, which was last month. Then there was Rachel. Rachel had a team of about, I think she had like 12, and I think now they may have 30. She hit director last month. She's second gen. She's not mine, but she's second gen. And then little old Glenda was sitting over there in the corner. Her and her husband decided to come to my retreat. They didn't have one recruit. She told me that day, save me one of those cups, because like I had made these director cups. I said, I have 2 left. I don't know who's going to get these 2 cups. The rest of my directors got a cup. I said, but I need you guys to be earning these cups. And she's like, I'm going to hit director. Honestly, guys, I'm like, okay, I kind of have my eye on someone else, but sure. Y'all, she grew by 8 from September 21st. She hit director on November 15th of this month. And she started listening to what we said, which I pushed big time. This month, this year, I started pushing fundraisers. Fundraiser. If you guys look behind me, this is a fundraiser that I'm fixing to have to put out, and I'm going to be giving them $5,000, and they sold 14,000 in Cent Circles. Okay. So next Monday night, all of that's going with the PTA and teachers and parents, and we're all putting these packets together. And the 4,000 magnets are going to go inside of every packet. Okay. And so Glenda started calling daycares, and she literally made cold calls. She did not know these people from Adam. She started calling random churches, and lo and behold, she was not somebody who I even expected to hit director this month. She calls me and she said, Nettie, they have sold over 10,000. No, she hit a school up. She said, I had 167 seniors, 37 seniors sold, and they sold over $10,400 in circles. I said, well, do you believe the rest of your team can get the rest of that in there? And she said, they absolutely will. And then she calls back and said, they've sold even more. So here is little old Glenda and her husband in Tennessee hitting director, guys. Basically, we had to get our mind right. And we started just going full blast, no excuses, no easy outs. I was doing coaching calls. That doesn't have scary. It's just, let's get on the phone. Let's collaborate. Let's figure out what it is that you want. Something goes wrong. Let's pivot. Okay. We want to earn the incentive trip. We make a list. This person, this is how many people I got to get certified. This is how many people I got to get lead. This is much money I tell myself. Guys, you just have to sit down and you have to make a plan, but you got to ask yourself, how bad do you want it? And I finally just got sick of seeing Debbie Pitts Palmer succeed. Okay. I told her that today. I said, people are either going to hone in on you and they're going to run, or they're going to run from you because it's too much success. Okay. She is recruiting person after person after person. She's recruiting. I know 1 month she recruited 19 people. Debbie's special, but she's nobody special. I'm nobody special, guys. We're just people. Okay. We are just people that woke up one day and we looked in the mirror and we said, Nettie, you got this. And I tell people this all the time, guys. Look in the mirror, and I'm challenging every one of you. I want you guys to look at your computer right now. And I want you to pretend like that's your screen. And I want you to look at yourself, and I want you to wink at yourself and give yourself a high five and say, you got this. That's what I had to start doing. That's what I had to start speaking to myself. For the first time ever when I was in Cabo, I actually sought out superstar directors. I'm not really a real name chaser. I don't really care. You're just a person. I will sit and talk to someone that just joined for as long as someone who's a superstar director. That just doesn't mean anything to me. I mean, it's awesome that you're successful, but this time I wanted to hear, what are they doing? I am sitting in a laundry room, you guys. It looks really good behind me. I have just a couple shelves, but literally on the other side is my laundry room. It's my water heater. I even have like a microwave in here, an air fryer. I don't have a big fancy space. The house that I have, since he bought, the debt that I don't have, since he paid off. And I don't know if we need to put an income disclosure in there, but like nothing, anything special. I was just a girl that decided I want this, and you can have it, guys, what you want. And so my comeback story is just, honestly, guys, when I first got to director, it was pretty, stuff just started happening. And I do say this, if you want to be successful, you have to be a hamster on a wheel for the very beginning. You have to do this. You really, really, really have to spin super hard, and you've got to run. You got to run that. So you're not going to accidentally fall into directorship or into any kind of leadership. Okay. So you do have to work for it. Then just kind of like star director, the same. Then there was just, it felt impossible, absolutely impossible to ever find a person to hit director. And I had to have two. Okay. It's relationships. You have to build the relationships, guys. When things go wrong, you have to pivot. You have to pivot. Small changes, guys. I do have a couple things written down here that are just come from a leadership notebook. Small changes have a very big impact. I don't care what it is that you guys want, whether it's that you want to lose weight, you want to be healthier, you want to have a better mindset, you want to have a cleaner house. Make small changes, because those tiny, tiny little small changes are going to have a really big impact. Make a list. I'm a really big in habit tracking. And then just, even if you could just check off a couple of those habits a day, that's a small change. And, change after change after change after change, day after day after day after day, is going to have an impact. What does that look like? What that looks like is, okay, Nettie, this was all fine and great. I have 5 people, but I have a full-time job and I have a ton of little kids at home. Make sticky notes. Rachel, Rebecca, Lisa, Lauren, and Michelle. Put those on your dashboard, and each day just make sure, like on the way to work or on, at some point, you text one. Okay, if you can't just kill it and you can't talk to all 5 of your people each day, talk to one. That's a small change. Not hearing from you at all, and then all of a sudden they are. And their thing about people, guys, is they're very brilliant. I took people, Don's been on my team as long as me. She's been on my team for years. She also was sucking at life like I was, because she was doing what I do. Okay. There was a time in Donna's life when she said, Nettie, I'm sorry about last month. And I said, well, what happened last month? She's like, I didn't sell $500. I said, well, that's okay, Donna. Donna's 66, by the way. I said, why is that a big deal? She goes, oh, well, that's the first time in 10 years that I didn't sell $500 in a month. And I said, you're kidding me. I'm sorry, I didn't notice that. She's like, well, the month I joined, you told me I had to sell $500 a month. So I've never not done it. And I was like, wow, people do a lot of times, guys, what we tell them to do. Like, I'm like, man, you really listen. And so, but when I started sucking and I was just like, basically just coasting, Donna started coasting, because people do what we do right now. And you set the atmosphere. We create the atmosphere. Okay. And the thing, and this was a wake up call for me. I had a girl tell me, And this sucked. I didn't like this. I hated this, but it was the truth. And I didn't receive it. Like she didn't know I was upset, but like at the time I wasn't really prepared to receive it. But she said, you to build leaders, Nettie, because you don't want leaders. You want a cheerleading squad. You want to be the big person. Everybody's like, yay, Nettie's going to Hawaii. Boom, boom, boom. And you know what? She was exactly right. I was doing this for me and I was achieving, but I didn't know how to help other people create that, get to that same level. And I had to reach a place to where I was like, okay, what is it going to take to get people to the same level that I am and to build into, well, what it takes, guys, is pouring into them. It takes caring about them. It takes going the distance with them and showing up for them when they need us. Okay. That isn't always easy. This is a relationship building business. Okay. And fundraising, when you talk about fundraising, we're not fundraising, guys. I do lots of fundraising. This is $500 I'm giving tomorrow, $5,000 I'm giving to a school. I owe another senior class $674. And this month I owe a soccer team $219 when I get paid. Okay, that's fundraising, but I didn't just get those. That was friend raising. You got to develop relationships. You have to develop relationships with people, and you have to think about, when I post, am I being kind or am I being drama? Well, you're not find a lot on my page that's controversial, whether it's religion, whether it's politics, whether it's any kind of drama, because there really isn't a lot of place for that in my life on Facebook if I want to be a boss and build a bad team. Okay, a big, bad, awesome team. Okay, so you have to have relationships. I also learned, I had to say no to some things, and just had to say, hey, in order to honor my other commitments, I'm to go ahead and say no to this, but I really appreciate you asking me. It's to say no, guys. It's okay to say no, because we can't do all the things. That's just a little bit along the way of how I kind of rebuilt, Debbie. And I don't know if that's some of what you wanted to hear. Set your mind, guys. Put sticky notes everywhere. Keep it focused. Put out the bad. Let stuff go over your head. Don't worry about who can't handle you, because people like me and Debbie, who have big personalities, we have a lot of confidence, and I call it Godfidence because it comes from God for me. And I'm sorry if it offends somebody, like, I can't help that. But don't let other people's insecurities dull your spark. Okay. And just make up your mind and just become laser focused. Grab onto somebody. I didn't have a sponsor. I didn't have a director. I don't ever, ever, ever have, like, I have a superstar director who I love, but she has a ton of directors. So I didn't have really anybody to lean on. I grabbed on today because everybody can, and pretty much just followed what she was doing. And honestly, I can't really say that there's anybody else that I had to just, that I can say like I was trying to clone myself after or trying to do. I gave Debbie space. I mean, I wasn't like bothering Deb, but I'm just saying, find somebody you want to pattern your life after. And what I do is I try to connect my stars, connect my lead, connect my certified, find somebody else on your level, and then you decide to grow together. Okay. And that's kind of what we did. And so there was a things on here, you have to invest in life-giving relationships. You have to, and you have to, if you want to be a leader, like for me, I had to make sure that I took time for the person in the mirror, that I was taking time to each day to pour a little bit into myself, because I can't pour into somebody else from an empty cup. There has to be something going on for me first. Okay. I had to prioritize my physical health, because at times, like if I don't have my physical, guys, really, we don't have anything. It's not what you say or what you do. It's how you make people feel. How do you make people feel, guys? We can say things all day long. When you walk in a room, ask yourself, if you're kind of like, I can't recruit anybody, nobody wants to join my team. Ask yourself this question. When I walk in a room, does the atmosphere lighten or does it tighten? What are you bringing to the table? When you walk in that room, and is it about you? Hey, girl, or is it about, I'm here, let the party get started? That is a person that I don't want to be on their team. You want to be that person that makes somebody else feel significant, somebody else special. Okay. Best teams have winning players, not players. Okay. I want to build a team. Okay. And I tell my kids that. I tell my my team, let's win. Let's win at this. If we're gonna, whatever it is we're gonna do, let's win. Too many people end it all at the with their hierarchy. And I'm going to tell you kind of what that means, guys. The best level leaders, they create a constellation of colleagues. Best level leaders create a constellation. In other words, the buck doesn't stop with them. If you are a best level leader, you create a dynamic level of leadership that begins to blow up, and you can't even stop it from blowing up. You see, 80% of all churches across North America have 59 people in them. And I'm going to tell you, and that's a fact. And I'm going to tell you why. It's because pastors, they get to hear, and they knew how to get themselves to the top, but they don't know how to develop other people. They knew how to develop themselves. That's why getting to star director or superstar director is so difficult, because it's like, okay, I know how to do this, this, and this, and this. This is going to take me to director. But then you got to recreate it. Okay. You got to get other people there. Well, you have to create this cosmic constellation of, you've got to set this atmosphere. Okay. If you come to the family heartwarmers, there's just no negativity. There's no drama. It's not allowed. Does it mean you can't have a bad day? Sure. Does it mean you can't, like, pee on my Cheerios? Sure. Call me, but don't do it in my group. I have no space for that, guys. And so there's a constellation. There's this crazy atmosphere going on where leadership is falling everywhere. Now I've done this thing where I'm taking these directors, and I told them, each of you pick the next person that's going to be director. Let's get you guys a star director. So the best level leaders, you create this. You have to build trust and a relationship. And this is just I did take a couple notes. You have to develop trust with your people. We demonstrate respect. We create transparency, guys. I can't have it all together. There was a time when my team sat in my room, and I actually was a little authentic and kind of broke down and shared some stuff that was hard. It was a little bit of hard stuff. And, sometimes you have to do that to build trust. You got to be transparent. You have to make wrongs. When maybe you do wrong somebody or have a thing, just write it. Write it. We have no room, guys. I tell people, keep your mouth shut and your heart clean. Your mouth shut and your heart clean. No time for being offended, and just ask the Lord each day, keep creating me a clean heart, renew within me a right spirit. Forgive me of my sins. Help me to be right so that I can be the right kind of leader. Loyalty to others. I get to build a team, guys, and I get to be loyal to my leaders, which creates a dynasty of loyalty. Or if I'm not loyal, well, then they're not going to be loyal, and their people won't be loyal to them. And so that's a few things that I wanted to share. Sometimes you need leaders, sometimes you need even better leaders. How do I get better leaders? By pouring into them, by loving them, by doing things like what doing for y'all, this Zoom, the end of the celebration, guys. I've never seen anybody like this woman. Nobody in the world on the planet is like, it's bummer. We had 30 people coming to this ship thing, and then within a few days, she has 100. There's nothing that she can't do. because she sets her mind to it, guys, and she teaches us that. The best teams view conflict as a healthy sign. When you have a little bit, just okay, we're going to plow through it, and then it's healthy, it's okay. Can't build big and not have a tiny bit of tension, but you just got to be healthy yourself so that you can work through it, plow through it. When there is trust, conflict becomes nothing but the pursuit of truth and an attempt to find the best possible answers. Give people an umbrella of mercy, guys. Give people an umbrella of mercy. When they make a mistake or when they've hurt your feelings, just put your umbrella up. You know what? I'm going to give you mercy today. I have no room to give you anything but mercy. Give Sensi mercy. Okay? Give Sensi mercy. Sorry, everything is sold out. Let's just give them some mercy. No time for anything else. The best teams understand the most powerful factor in any organization is culture. And so when you think about that comeback, I'm gonna be honest with you guys, like, we had to build a freaking awesome culture within the family. Okay, this exciting culture that other people wanted to be a part of. Let me ask you a question, guys. Would you join your would you join your team? I've always said this to my family. When somebody leaves my house, how do they feel when they left? Did we have the pastor for dinner? Did we gossip about the neighbors? Heck no, are we doing that? You want them to leave feeling a little bit lighter, feeling a little bit excited, feeling like, okay, I just feel like I just went to a stinking John Maxwell conference or a Zig Ziglar conference. I feel better. So ask yourself, would you join your own team? If you wouldn't, you need to invest in yourself a little bit. Speak to yourself. Annette Tomlinson, you're a superstar director. Annette Tomlinson, you're a positive person. Annette Tomlinson, you can do hard things. Annette Tomlinson, you can get back up and you can do this again. Annette Tomlinson, no, you don't know how to build a leader. No, you don't know who your next leader is, but they're out there and you're going to do it. Talk to yourself, guys. Talk to yourself. Okay. Our culture is the person of the team. This is how we do things. You create your culture. And God, if you have one person on your team, create this freaking awesome culture with you and them and train them well. And then get another and get both of them to go get one person. And with those, create this culture. Okay. That is my challenge for you guys. Trying to see if there was anything. These are just notes that like I take along the way, like throughout my life. Determining factors of successful players, the ability to pivot. You have great team players can pivot. They can make a shift when things don't go right. They build strong relationship skills and they have a lot of self-awareness. They know, okay, I've got some self-awareness. I've got some self-awareness. People do not leave companies. People leave people. Okay. I really I didn't leave Sensi necessarily, not even because of the wax and warmers. I couldn't leave my people. At the end of the day, when I had to choose between two companies, I couldn't leave my people. And guys, don't let your takeaway be, oh my gosh, I can't believe you can't be in two things. You can't be in two things and you can't do them well. Okay. You can't rise up in leadership in two things and do them well. Okay. So it's Orville says, people go where they're invited, but they stay where they feel like they belong. Are you making people feel like they belong? You know, in the church world, there's a saying that goes like this: every Sunday is somebody's first Sunday. When you go on your team page or when you go wherever, that's somebody else's first look at you. And so think about how you make people feel and what you are bringing to the table. Let's see here. I think that's about it, Debbie, unless you can think of something I need to
I think
say.
I saw a question asked, Somebody asked
Okay.
this question, how do you do a fundraiser on nursing homes or schools? I don't know how to go
Okay.
about this.
Okay, so yes, bring some questions to me. So fundraisers, guys, nursing home schools, you've got to get out and network. You have got to get out and network. There are so many opportunities out there. There are so networking groups. If you have the opportunity to look it up on Facebook, like there is in every single town, there's networking going on, and you got to figure out what's on. And I visited a BNI and I just started telling Eddie that I knew. Do you know the PTO president of this school? Do you know the PTO president of that school? And that's what I started having my girls do. I've had them go into daycares and just show up, and I'm going to show you guys what I have. Okay. Let's see here. This is, and I'm willing to share this with every one of you. Okay. I had somebody make this, and I had a graphic designer make this. So it looks better than really anybody else's that I've seen. And there is a regular one for scent circle, and there is one for fragrance flowers. Now, the lady who made it, she does charge $10 to put your picture and your name and information on it. I don't have like the PDF, but I do have the PDF for like a blank one. And then we have the flowers. So what you do is you go to a daycare with this, and you take a scent circle, and you say, and you take your letter, and you say, listen, I'm Debbie Pitts Palmer. I sell Scentsy candles. I do this fundraiser, and I would love to help your organization out. I don't know what your need is right now. Maybe you need new playground equipment. I would like to help you guys. Basically, with each packet that's sold, we do 6 of these, and we're going to give you $7 per set. You sell them for $20, we're going to give you $7 per set. Okay. So like this month, oh my gosh, one group sold 84 sets. One group sold, 56, I think. And then one group sold 700 sets. Okay. And so like Moorville Elementary School, I owe them $5,000. Okay. I found the PTA president. I made a very strong appeal. I showed up at their meeting. I gave each of the PTA moms one of these and my letter, and I brought them each one of these with my business card, and they voted on it, and this went on for guys. And finally, like 3 or 4 months later, they said, you're in. This is the day we want to start. This is the day we want to end. Okay. And so that was my big break. That was a big break for helping me to get to Hawaii. Okay. And then like I started pushing this. This is really how I think most of my team is earning Hawaii. They have gotten these, like Glenda Baker. My gosh, you guys, she got to director because she went to schools, and she went in the school, and she just visited and said, hey, can I talk to the principal, or can I speak to somebody? And so the choir, the senior class, somebody was like, hey, what are you doing? And so she got a hold of a lady who was over the senior class, and out of I think 198 students, 37 sold, and they sold all that. And so that senior, they got to keep all the money. Okay. So you guys can go to a nursing home. You go to a nursing home and you can say, there's a lot of things you can do. You can say, I'm going to bring a bunch of product like Debbie does at the hospital, and I'm going to donate everything that sells. Or you can say, can I put this in the hands of every person who, has somebody who lives here? And you can do that. Daycares is going to be your number one, I think, and schools. Okay. You just have to find that right person. Here's something each one of you could do right this minute. Go to Facebook and say, does anybody have the PTA president that you could connect me with? The PTA president of Tupelo High School or of Moorville Elementary, or whatever school it is that you want. Does that make sense, Debbie? You have to get to where you're honing in on very specific people, and then just keep asking people. People want to help you. Nobody's going to mind helping you. Okay. My friend, one of my directors, Elizabeth Pardue, she, I think she's given 200 Sensi Buddies to a children's hospital, and she posted it on Facebook, just kept posting and posting and posting. And, but she went to the hospital last year and asked if she could do this. And she gave 100 buddies. And then the hospital reached back out to her and said, will you 200? Okay. So she just showed up at the hospital and asked for the lady that was over fundraising. Does it, anybody, any other questions, Debbie, about that? Or do you have any suggestions? You guys there? Debbie, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Nettie.
Okay, you can hear me. Okay. And so I don't know if anybody has any other questions. I can't see them, but fundraising, guys. Literally Labriska Sistrunk, she's one of my directors. I'm pretty sure all of her PRV and her whole trip to Hawaii has been nothing but fundraising. She has reached out to churches of pastors she doesn't even know. And you just ask them, how can I help you? I would like to help you. Okay. We're giving all the money away. I will show you guys this, and I don't know if Debbie has shown you this. This got me a lot of notoriety or whatever. I had this big check. I bought this on Amazon, and then I put my name on it. I had somebody like make me that sticker. And so like I have been standing with like the soccer team or whatever, holding this. I just did a Bible quiz team. A bunch of like 4 and 5 year old kids standing around me holding this check for $800. So that is kind of cool. Posted on Facebook, and you're just kind of like, I don't care if I posted it, guys, go share my post. Hey guys, my friend and I, our team is doing this. Just share somebody else's fundraising post and let people know that you're fundraising. Okay. There is nothing you guys can do. I do suggest that you kind of pick your thing. I'm not doing any Facebook parties. I don't have any basket parties out. I don't have any home parties. Literally every single penny I am making now and I've almost earned Hawaii for 2, is nothing but fundraisers and Sensi Club orders and online orders. Okay. For me, it's easy for me to just hone in on one thing. I keep everything successfully. If you want to do Facebook parties, out there and get 50 of them and get on Visly and just doing those. But just pick what you want to do and then just get out there, a beast, and do it. Tiffany, I see you. I see you, Tarita. Who else got something? Does anybody have any questions?
I posted one for you, Nettie, in the comments.
You did? How do I find it? Can you tell it to me?
Yeah. Okay, so I posted what you told me to say, and I have 6 people that say that they are the personal PTA president. So what would you say to them?
Oh my word. Okay, so who is this for one? Who's talking to me?
Kim Nation. Kim
Kim?
Nation.
Hey, Kim. Okay. So you say that is amazing. Our team loves to give away money. I would like to you them a fundraising letter. I have one, guys. I do not know how to edit it. I don't know how to tell you to edit it, but I can. I don't know what to do. Tiffany Craft, I think she's on here. It's on Canva. And for my team, I just went in and no, it isn't. I don't know. I'll get it to you guys and you guys can use that, or you can use any kind of fundraising letter. Send them the letter and just say, these are the options. You can do a fragrance flower fundraiser. I'm going to give you $6. You can do circle fundraiser, or you can do full catalog. Another thing I'm doing, you guys, is when we package all of this, and I can show you guys how we package it. I'm going to have these slips, and these were like, for 200 of them, it's like $9. And then the 6-cent circles go in here, and then they'll get my magnet, and they will get a thank you card. And I say, thank you so much for helping the Moorville School raise $5,000. And then I have a QR code, and I say, if you place an order on this party, this is full catalog, I'm going to continue to give them 25% of those orders. So I take this a step further, and I'm going to continue to get orders from those people. So basically, you guys, they sold 700 of these. So 700 people are getting my magnets. Okay. So that's cool. And for your PTA people, you're just going to send that. You're going to say, I would love to meet with you. You want to give them some scent circles. You want to about the options. Now, you guys, on this form, I do not have blueberry cheesecake, clean breeze. I have clean, fruity, citrus, spice. We just have the categories. Okay. We don't have it another way because, like, when I placed this order, blueberry cheesecake wasn't an option. It was sold out. So you don't want to have specific scents. You just have categories. Okay. So Kimberly, you just talk to them. Can I take you to lunch? Guys, take people to lunch, give back, just say, I'd love to show you an opportunity. Huh?
Are you for those packs, are you doing 6 for 20 or 6 for, what'd you say?
They get 6 for 20. And so, like, let's say
$7, right?
And we give them back $7. Yes. So, like, let's just pretend like they want 6 holiday. Okay. Dash or stop. 6 holiday is here, and you put it in here. Now they're all going to be different, and then you're going to seal this, and boom, and then what I do is each kid, okay, has a bag like this, or you can even, depending on how many they sell, you can put them in this, okay, or you can do like any kind of bag, and then you package it all back with this attached to it. I do make a copy of it because if they have a question or something's off, I can look back at my sheet. And then also, after they get their orders, I text message every customer, hey, I hope everything was okay. Is there anything I can do for you? Thank you so much for ordering. Everything is relationships and networking, guys. What you just did, Kimberly, is networking, and I will say this, guys, that the PTO moms, there's like 13 of them. Every one of them is getting this. They're all getting one of these from me, and that's got the flower. It's all have a spray and a scent circle. It's going to be like, here's a few of my favorite things. And so I'm going to thank them. I did give the top teacher an air purifier, and then the PTO president, I'm giving her an air purifier. I don't care about free and half price stuff, guys. Most of my free and half price stuff, I have got tons and tons of Scentsy buddies, and I'm giving them to a local children. And so this is about the free and half price. Oh, and I'm also giving PTO people one of these blankets because so many freaking orders. And so be super generous, give away as much as you can, because it isn't anything, it's going to bless you. And so I always tell people this, keep your hand open, because if you keep it open, money can flow in and out. If you let it flow out, it's always going to come back in. But when we try to hold on to things too tightly and we're selfish, God can't even pry our fingers open to give us more. Okay. And so spoil those people, Kimberly. Spoil those people. You will have some situations where, like, I had one school tell me they needed 600 packets and they didn't call me back. And then when I finally got a hold of the lady, she's like, well, I think we need 20. I'm like, okay. And, so everything isn't going to work out, but you just keep asking and then something will work out.
And so you said you gave the top teacher what?
I gave the top teacher an air purifier. That's a bit generous, but I will be honest,
And the
this
PTA
school's goal was,
President
I gave the
got-
PTA president, she got me this fundraiser. I'm giving her an air purifier. She know that. And then I told her, I'm going to tell you guys something else too. I told her, I want you to tell the top teacher that they're going to get an air purifier. The thing we did wrong, I think they would have sold way more, is if it would have been kind of like Girl Scouts, where if you sell, if you can sell 10 on here, you're going to get a puffball. I don't know. And then if you sell 20, you get to go to the super duper pizza party. We just had the top class got to go to that. The top seller got $100. Second seller got 75 and the third seller got 50. The school did that. I didn't have anything to do with that. They're giving their money away. And then another thing that they did was the teachers, they all get to wear jeans for the month. And so that was, I guess, a really big deal to the school. I would have done tiered prizes, and this school is very happy with the 5,000, even though their goal was to raise 1,000. We really didn't know how it was going to go. I was thinking, what am I going to do? Like, thought that they were going to sell 70,000, and I thought they were going to sell 70,000. We didn't, but that's okay because we sold 14,000. Okay, and so that's still my biggest month in sales ever. Okay.
Awesome. Thank you.
Else.
And I'm just gonna jump
Okay.
in because
So you guys,
oh, sorry. I'm just jumping in because I do the same thing Nettie does. She actually got me into doing this. But I use Project Broadcast a lot. And so whenever they turn in their packets, there's a spot if they have their phone number. I do go in and add it in my Project Broadcast so that later I can reach back out to them too if I'm doing some sort of special or just want to follow up. So if they do add their information on there, make sure you either go into Project Broadcast or into your workstation and put in their information so that they can be tagged to you for forever.
that's really good, Tiffany. And I need to get back to Project Broadcast because I have it. That is such a great tool. Has anybody on here, I want you guys to raise your hand, not done fundraising? Okay. Shayla, Rebecca, Rachel. Was the other Rebecca, did she raise her hand? You haven't, Jackie. I'm challenging you guys. Fundraising will change your life. I'm going to tell you what fundraising is. Fundraising is like sending out employees to work your business for you. Okay. So basically, Lindsay said hasn't. So basically, let's just pretend 100 kids sold. I don't know how many kids. So 100 kids just went out and spread good news of the new superstar director. Okay, guys, I'm just crazy. I'm dreaming big dreams, but basically those kids are now spreading my name and they're doing all this marketing for me because now 700 packets, this is a magnet and they're going to put that out hopefully on their fridge. It's got a QR code that takes them to my website, and so hopefully they're going to be, I'm going to get some more business from it. And so that's the good thing. I remember the very first fundraiser I did was back when I first joined, and it's how I ended up with my first recruit. And 7 cheerleaders sold $2,000 in 7 days. Where do you put your label on? Okay, so I do my label now with regular fundraisers, guys. I have done this. So you take your scent circle, and I have I've been putting the label right here. Okay, you can put it anywhere you want. And I do recommend that. With this amount of scent circles, I think we ordered 3,700 or something. There's no way that I can label every single scent circle. So I'm just gonna have it in the pack, you know, the card, the business card in the pack. Okay, the 700 packs. But I do recommend, and another thing I usually do is in all my other packets, I put this in it. I fold this, the product sheet, and I fold that like this, and that goes in that packet. Because when it's a smaller fundraiser, you can afford to give these away. I just didn't, I'm not going to be able to do it with this one, but the other two did have these. She is saying, okay, where do you put your label on? Okay, I put them in the front. I've got a fundraiser going on right now for my church youth group, but it's not going very well. Okay, so let's just try to, how many days do we have left? That's one of my questions. And let's pivot. Like, let's go talk to the people. A lot of times if it's not doing very well, maybe they don't have a good enough like reason to sell, or maybe they're not informed enough about what scent circles are. I do recommend, and that's another mistake that I made with this school, there should have been a letter that went out to every parent explaining. I had so many people call me, what's a scent circle? And I'm like, okay. So we did some back and sent out flyers and we fixed it, but you might have to like make sure that every person selling actually knows what they're selling. Okay, it has 10 days left. Okay, so 10 days is a long day. I don't even do a fundraiser for days. I usually do 7. And so if you've got 10 days left, you've got a lot of time to get this going. And so it sounds to me like you need to meet with them and have a meeting and just say, okay, let's go back to the basics. This is what scent circles, this is what you can do with them. This is why you need them. And just get them excited. Okay. And just like, guys, if 10 people sell 10 sets, we're giving you $700. Think about that. If 10 people sell just 10 sets, that's $700. So if 10 people fill this sheet up, that is $1,400, you know, that we're going to give you. It's kind of like I told you guys before, you know, we create the culture. You got to create this excitement within the people that are selling it, and they've got to be excited about selling it. And you've got to create that. Okay. Yes, get with them. Guys, I'm going to be honest with you. Half of the time, if I suck at something and like my party's a flop, my anything is a flop, it's me. It's lack of communication. You know, if somebody doesn't get on me, somebody doesn't hit lead, my fault. My fundraiser flops, back to me. Okay. It's nobody else's fault. We have to be the communicators. We have to constantly be cheering people on and be directing them in the right direction and telling them, you know, Debbie's doing this massive end of the year celebration. I don't know, you know, I mean, it's just like, what in the world? The thing about it is, why is she so effective? Why is it happening? Because she's such a freaking communicator. And so she tells us every step of the way, 29 people are coming, 30 people are coming, 35 people are coming. Communicate. I would be calling those people. How many of you sold? Have you sold any more? What can I do? How can I help you? Communicate, 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 guys. Don't be afraid to. Okay. And who cares if somebody doesn't want to do a scent circle fundraiser with you? Ask somebody else. It's just the whole go for no concept, you know, a million times over. Just ask somebody else if they'll do it. Okay. I hope that this has helped you guys and inspired you guys to just believe that whether this is like go and be laser focused on Care Bear, Care Bears, the scented bears, Scentsy Buddies, and you're just like gonna, how have I had very successful scented fundraiser bears? What is wrong with me? I will literally text my pastor and say, hey, I'm collecting Scentsy Buddies for the Children's Mansion. How many would you like to contribute? And he'll say, I'll give you $100, whatever that'll buy. And then I go order them. I send him a receipt. I say thank you. And then I put on Facebook, thank you, Jay Carney, for ordering 5 Scentsy Buddies for the Children's Mansion. And then somebody else, gets a hold of it. You just have to create this excitement, guys. You got to excitement generates excitement, which generates more and more excitement. Okay. And that's exactly what happens with these fundraisers. When you see somebody, everybody needs to raise money. Okay. And when you see somebody standing there with this big old check, you're like, okay, that's cool. How can I help you? How can I help you? Okay. And I don't ever go live like in my little laundry room. I did it so you guys could see the magnitude of like, none of that is like stock. All of that's going to be gone on Monday. But I wanted you guys to see like what that looks like. That's what a $14,000 razor looks like with scent circles. And I am missing 2 or 3 boxes. Okay. And so the way it is like for clean, let's look at clean. So clean, we sold 204 sets of clean. And so I picked 6 scents. And so here's one of them. So in this basket, there's 204 packets. Okay. And that's aloe. Okay. And then like, here's Clean Breeze. That's 204 sets of Clean Breeze. Okay. Clothesline, Clean Breeze, By the Sea, White Amber Antique, Just Breathe, and Aloe Water. That's my clean. Now I made the mistake of putting fresh on there, like as if that was a category, or maybe fresh is one and clean isn't. So I had to pick 6 cents for fresh. Okay. And so fresh is like time, cashmere and corduroy, something like that. Citrus, for citrus, I chose Blue Grotto, Squeeze the Day, Sips of Cider, Coconut Lemongrass, and Sparkling Yellow and Sunkissed Citrus. Okay, bakery is baked apple pie, vanilla bean bunny, salted caramel toffee, mocha doodle, mint to be, and lemon drizzle. I just chose 6, okay, of each scent. And so there you have it, guys. It's insane, but it's amazing and it works. And literally, you can do this. Any one of you guys can do this. Okay, you just have to start asking people. All of you have access to me. If you need me, you can feel free to reach out to me on Facebook and just text me, or just message me. And if if I'm not really good at Messenger, like I'm not on it like I am texting, but I don't mind, I'll check it and I don't mind answering any additional questions. Okay. So anybody that needs my help, you guys just to ask me. Any other questions? I lost the questions again. I don't know what I would do without Tiffany, y'all. You guys in a team, find somebody who's good at something like Tiffany. She's really good at Canva, and use people, utilize those people to make the magic happen. We don't all have to be good at all the things. Okay. Debbie, I think that's it, unless you have a question or a comment.
Wow, this is amazing. This training is great. I love those. I have not done a scent circle fundraiser. I'm sorry, I'm moving around. There's a lot of noise in my house. I've never done a scent circle fundraiser, but that sure does look amazing. And you said you guys give $7 back per set, right? And that's simple.
Yes. Let me show you what that looks like. So when they write you a check, guys, I'm glad you brought that up, Debbie. They're going to give you a check for more than what they need to, because they're giving you $. Okay. So in Mississippi, the tax on a 15 is going to be 1608. Okay. So there's $3.92 left on each set. That sits in the bank. Okay. So like if they sell, let's just say they sell one set. Okay. So $3.92 is sitting over here the whole time until I write them a check. So you're taking part of your commission. Let me just break it down to you. When you say $7, you are still making, and this is without director numbers or anything, the average consultant, you are still making $1.34 on each set yourself. You're not even giving away the whole commission. Okay, because here's the deal. You guys do your math. Let's pretend like you sell 2,000 a month. Well, that's 30%. So $15, that's $450. Plus you have their $392. Somebody add that up. What's $450 plus $392? Debbie, what's $4.40, $4.50 plus $3.92? It's $8.42. We're only giving them $7. You have $1.42 to keep. Okay, you've got $1.42. So say you sell 100 sets. Well, multiply that by $1.42. You're still making money. Okay, so you're not giving away the bank. Okay. And this is not out of compliance. If anybody has a question, for one, you can change the prices of Scentsy, but you can't post the changes. The other thing is the way I worded this, even if this is up on Facebook because they post it, it says this is a great fundraiser to help this organization. They can earn $7 per 6-pack sold. All 6-packs are $20. Payment is due at the time. Prices include tax and shipping to the consultant. So basically, guys, we're actually giving them a deal because they're not paying shipping. Okay. And so this is actually cheaper than if I've never had anybody say, well, they sell for $15. Yeah, why don't you go get you a pack off my website? You're going to pay shipping and you're going to pay tax and you're going to pay way more than if you buy one from this cause. And so changing the price to $20, absolutely fine. And we've been doing it for years. Okay. And that's the same thing with the flowers, guys. These fragrance flowers, we sell them for $20 and we give $6 per set. I have only done one fragrance flower fundraiser. It's in right now. And I don't know they sold because it's this one and they did 2 sides. And so I think they sold like 25 fragrance flowers. Okay. So hopefully that helped, Debbie.
This has been amazing. I gotta find out. I need to get that person's name who did your order forms. That is, I love that color. That's eye-catching. I kind of paused there for a minute, so I missed some things because my connection went. I don't know what happened to my connection, but this has been amazing, and we're just so proud of everything that you've done and all the tips that you shared. I love to get out here and start some fundraisers with the scent circles. I mean, I like simplicity because simplicity makes it easy to duplicate. So I like that. And so when you do the scent circle, when you do the scent circle fundraiser, do you do the full catalog of fragrances? You do all the scents?
No, that's what I was telling them earlier, Debbie.
I missed that part. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. On my form, it has clean, fruity, citrus, spice, bakery. I did make the mistake to have fresh, so I have clean and fresh, which is fine. It hasn't been an issue. Floral, harvest, holiday, woodsy. So I do it that way so that I can pick which ones I want. And here's the reason why. Around this time of year, lots of those sell out. When I placed this big order, Johnny Appleseed was sold out, blueberry cheesecake was sold out. So I don't want to put those on here and then they're gone. So it's just from the category. Okay. Choose your pack by the favorite scent of your choice. Now this school, they chose like 6 clean. Thank God, because it's so much easier. I didn't tell them how to do it, but they sold them like you sold a pack of 6 citrus. So if you get 6 citrus, I'm giving you 6 different scents in citrus. Okay. Does that make sense? I think Tiffany's trying to say something. And so like I was showing you guys earlier, so like with citrus, Debbie, they just chose the set citrus, and I chose, there's not a lot of citrus for one, but Blue Grotto, Squeeze the Day, Sips of Cider is a citrus, Coconut Lemongrass, Sun-Kissed Citrus, and Sparkling Yellow was on clearance, so I got it. Okay, and so you'll give them a 6-pack of citrus, but it's going to be all those different scents. Okay, and so then they get to try all those different scents. Okay. Fundraising
I love
is
that.
huge.
I love that. I love that you give them the categories versus this, because that keeps it even more simpler because you get it. I like that. I love that so much. When you started doing these fundraisers, did you duplicate this from somebody else, or is this your creation? With
I
the
started doing
categories?
these, Debbie, I started doing fundraisers in 2010 when I joined. It was the I'm sure other people have done it. It was really something that just kind of I came up with. I'm sure people have done it for years, but like I've just been doing fundraising since I joined. I've literally everything I've ever done, every trip I've ever earned, including Canada, the top 50, every trip I've ever earned was through fundraising. Fundraising is my number one go-to. Some people do events, some people do Facebook parties, some people do home parties. Fundraising is my thing. And so, and the cool thing is, guys, like this school that I got in, I won't lose that school because I've spoiled them. I have made over them. I will make over the parents. I will make anything right. I will fix any wrong. And you have to win them over to you. When I show up to that PTA and they have 20 people there, I'm going to bring a party. Everybody that walks in the door is getting a present from me. It's going to be a freaking experience. Okay. And so they're like, I'm wearing my Superstar Director shirt, Nettie on the back. Everybody, let's party. Let's get the music going. Ordering pizza. This has to be fun. And they have to be like, okay, that was awesome. And so whatever you do, guys, don't be a jerk and don't make things hard for your customers. Remember that you want them to be freaking in love with you. And so for me, I have a lot of people that back out to me and they're just like, can you do a fundraiser with us? And so everything for me is fundraising. Okay, now I do have a lot of club people. You just have to kind of pick your thing, guys, and just focus on it. Okay, whether it's going to be, I want to get 10 club members this month or whatever, like right now I saw Gail Adams is on here. Gail's a beast. Gail's on my team. Basically, for her, she will hone in on one warmer and she'll sell one particular warmer, like 55 of them in 1 month. She's just crazy. And Gail, you can speak if you want to tell us. I don't know how you do that, but she picks one product and that's how Gail sells. Okay. And so you just pick your thing, guys, and you just want to go nuts. Okay. Tiffany, or Kimberly is on here. She's a freaking insane person. I don't know what the heck that woman is doing, but like she posts 100 times on her stories each day. I pretty much watch her brush her teeth down to like everything but going to the restroom. And it's exciting to see like what she's doing that day. And she sells everything online. And so you just pick your thing, and like for Debbie, it's events. Her number one method of sales is events. Okay, you guys can have a lot of different things, but for me, I've always done fundraising. And remember, like I said, you guys, you do not fundraise, you friend raise. You build relationships with people to where they love you and they want to only do business with you. And then you create loyalty. Gail, are you still here?
So Nettie, how did you come up with the system of doing just the category for the fragrances? How did you come up with that? I mean, that's brilliant.
I had a fundraiser where a lot of the stuff I was having to call all these people because stuff sold out. And I'm like, okay, I'm not doing that again. So I just decided to do categories. And there's a lot of people that have reached out to me and they've followed that suit because it just makes sense. Like it makes sense, you know, just tell the people like this is a category. And it's, you know, so if they like, and if they want to pick like one fruity, one citrus, one bakery, they can, you know, but I'm going to choose their scent. That I came up with that quite a few years ago because they were just selling out. Does anybody else
Well,
do
that
it
keeps it
differently?
simple. That's simple.
Yeah, it just keeps it simple, Debbie. It keeps it very simple. Here's the thing that was happening to me, Debbie. I've kind of been a trailblazer in fundraising like throughout Scentsy. So I would have all these directors and stuff reaching out to me. Hey, did you update your fundraiser? And I'm just like, okay, I am so sick of everybody asking me this and like having to change the categories. And so like for season, I don't want to change the form every season. And so now you never ever have to update it. Okay, that's the cool thing about it is it doesn't have to be updated. It create it once, print you a ton of copies. I glued these to the forms about back in 2020. I do not know where my husband got it from, but he actually ordered the envelopes printed and I can't seem to figure out where, and I think they cost too much. So this is glue sticks. I just do tons and tons of glue. I get like a pack of like 50 glue sticks or 36 on Amazon for like next to nothing. And they last for literally ever. And so you just glue it, and then you stick it on and smooth it. And these white forms, they come from Amazon. I get a pack of 300 of these forms for $34.99 on Amazon. 300 of these white envelopes. I don't like yellow envelopes. They're not cute. Get the white, guys. They look more, this looks like, the reason I like this, guys, is it looks like it's a real bona fide professional fundraiser that people do when they do school fundraisers. This looks like a freaking awesome fundraiser. And so that's what you want to look like. Okay. Who else does?
Hey,
Tiffany?
I'm here. I
Gail,
couldn't get my mute. I couldn't get my mute off just a minute ago. But you talking about like I take a warmer. I just put it out there and say, here's this warmer, and they buy. I can't explain why, but
so she, instead of posting all the time and just every single thing, Gail will just really hone in on one specific item and sell like 50 of them in a month. One time she sold like 60 whiff boxes. You just kind of pick your poison. Tiffany, you've done a lot of fundraisers, haven't you?
Yes, I have. They're super fun to me.
So tell us like anything you've got to say.
So I do everything that Nettie's been talking about, but I also, because I'm like a Canva lover and I like to make things real flashy and real fun just because my personality just makes me do it, I guess. I also create like a thermometer, like a growth, like a little thermometer thing. So we have their goal at the top, and then as we go, I create out the levels and stuff to share. But then I also, people who are, just say for the church that I just did one for a Cornerstone Apostolic Church, and they raised $811 or so with theirs to go to this past youth convention that they just went to during Thanksgiving break. So I took a picture with all of them with the blank check, and I posted that, but then I tagged every single person that I was friends with that went to that church. So I tagged them, that way their friends also see it. So I made it intentional that I tagged them in the post, so that everyone else sees it too, because they might reach out to me, but they'll reach out to them. So you
Okay.
have to just be intentional with what you're doing, and you have to make it fun, and you have to communicate often, and just like keep the fun alive and stuff. So, and people really like the thermometer, just because it's a visual of how close you are to whatever
So
your
how do
goal
you
is.
know how close they are? How do you know how close they are, Tiffany? You just keep
I
asking
just keep in a check with, like, this time, the girl that I did it for, there was only, I think, 8 people that were doing it this time. And so I just kind of kept in a daily check with her, like, all right, where do you think y'all are at? Or, something like that. So,
Okay.
but yeah.
You guys, another thing, if you go to my page and you scroll down like a few weeks, this school, I did not think of this. They had every classroom come up with a video. And so they're like, PU, what stinks? And it was like just really funny. And then they're like, it sounds to me like you need some Scentsy scent circles. And
It was
so in every age group from kindergarten to 5th grade, all the classrooms made these hilarious scent circle fundraiser or these scent circle videos, because they were all trying to outdo each other and the teachers were trying to be the top sellers. And so they made these really super cute videos. Like, what stinks in here? Like, one time they were getting in the car and they're like, PU, mom, what happened in here? And then the mom's like chuckling, and then he's like, Mommy, you need some Scentsy scent circles. So make it fun, guys. Make it super fun, like Tiffany said. Basically, I'm trying to create a brand. I want to be the Scentsy lady in my town. And y'all, there's only 2 superstar directors. There's 3 in Mississippi. But there 2 of them are in Tupelo. Isn't that funny? Shonda Clayton's the other one, and she's awesome. But so we have a lot of Scentsy people in our town. So like, you got to work to become one of those people that people know. Okay. And you got to figure out how you're going to do that. Show up at the places. Another way that I built my business at the beginning is I took like 5 warmers. I didn't even have any money, you guys. Somebody else paid for me to join. And I took the first 5 warmers that I had. I didn't even keep warmers in my house. I asked people if they would keep them for 3 days, if they would try out my scents, and then I would come back in 3 days. They would buy the warmer, and then I would keep going to that company. If you don't know what else to do and you've got a friend that works at a certain business, ask them if they would do a product review and borrow your warmer, and just get out there. Go out
That's
there
how
and
you got
do it.
me. That's how you got me.
Dale, tell them about that. Tell them how I got you.
Well, we met through when my child was going to school and your daughter was teaching. But then I worked in a law office, and she would come to the law office and say, you need to buy some warmers, or you need to buy some scents. So she just kept coming back, and we kept buying maybe $200 worth every month anyway. And so after about a few years, she finally convinced me to join.
And so, I just told Gail, you're joining. Just go ahead. Here's the thing, just sign. Pretty much half my team, I've just told them you're joining. But with Gail, she's a good example, because I just drop off a warmer and I'm like, okay, I'm going to give you a bar. I'll come back next week. I'm like Debbie, we're a dog with a freaking bone. You're going to buy from us. And, we're just like, here's the warmer, put your wax in there. If I got to come change it myself, guys, just get out there. Go out there and just do it. Okay. Tomorrow, I want you to post in Team Traveling Sense and tell me, I just did this. Be radical. You got to be radical. Okay. Love
Nettie,
you guys.
you are the bomb. We appreciate you so much. You are amazing. Your team, they are amazing as well. These stories are everything. I always love to hear stories, because stories are something that's very attractive. People love to hear stories. I share stories all the time. So just want to say thank you guys. And Annette, oh my gosh, Nettie, I just can't. I've learned so much tonight. I got to go out here and find me some Cent Circle fundraisers. I love
God
it.
help us. Now she's gonna have Cent Circle fundraisers. This woman is out of control. You guys, I'm gonna tease y'all for a second. Like everyone knows who DPP is. And my friend who made this shirt, I cannot remember what it was. Oh, I don't know what it was. But Debbie did something, and Corey, who doesn't sell Scentsy, she just buys it. She's like, oh my gosh, DPP commented on my post. I'm like, okay, that is hilarious when you're not even like in Scentsy and you know who DPP is. So I've been
That's
working
funny.
so hard to be a superstar director. My family's, when I first hit it just like a week ago, I'm like, SSD in the house, SSD in the house. And they're like, oh my God. I'm really not that full of myself, guys, but I'm like a superstar director and it's awesome. And like, I'm literally like sleeping in this shirt, y'all. I had to wash it just to wear it for y'all because like I need another one. But
We're so proud of you. We're so
I'm
proud. You
proud of
deserve
it.
that. You
I'm
you
proud
earned
of it.
that. You earned that
Guys,
shirt,
and I
girl.
don't care if it's star or if it's lead or if it's you getting back to your, I love you, Shelly, or if it's you getting back to your director numbers, wear it with pride. We're going to Debbie's thing and that end of the year celebration, and Tiffany's coming with me, and Josh is making us shirts, and I said, I don't care what the shirt looks like, but can it say superstar director on it? I'm sorry guys, I've got the hat and I'm freaking wearing it, and every kid on my team, every person on my team is getting one of these freaking stickers that tells them I love them. I can't help it. And whatever it is that you are in this moment, own it, love it, be, and then go for the next thing. Okay. Gail, is that funny or what? I'm like, superstar director. Boom.
Superstar. What's the name of that movie? Superstar. That right there.
Superstar. Jesus, this is my book. If anybody wants to order it, it's on Amazon. It's called When Hurt Chooses You. It is my story, and the first part of it tells my story of how Hurt chose me. The second part is how I answered Hurt back. And there is a Debbie Pitts Palmer is actually in the book. There is actually a chapter called Build a Team. And I wrote this book in 2019. And so, you know, it also says there, I think there's a chapter about mentors. I've been blessed to lead an incredible group of people through my Scentsy home-based team, business team. In some instances, I have taught them. At other times, they have taught me. Someone does not have to be ahead of you in the race for you to grab onto them for a sprint or the long distance journey. What we have accomplished in my Scentsy business has not always been easy. Staying the course has often been difficult. At times I have wanted to quit, but mentors in my life, such as Debbie Pitts Palmer, Crystal Riddle, and Allison Dalkey, are the ones that kept me going when I did not have the strength to stand. Those ladies are all a level ahead of me at the top of our company, and I was blessed to look up to them when I could not find my own way. It is about helping others and allowing them to help you. If we don't do this, we can become very discouraged and fall away. I once heard it said that people go where they are invited, but they stay where they feel like they belong. Join a group which gives you a sense of belonging and stick with them. And when the going gets tough, latch on. I have too many Scentsy team members to begin naming them. They are not a number, they are people, real people like me. Okay, so this is just a little chapter about that, but this is my story, guys, and it is a powerful story. It's on Amazon. And I want you guys to get that if you want, like, really, if you need something to really help you. It's when, you know, and the reason I named it When Hurt Chooses You is because hurt will choose you. Okay, it's going to choose you at some point in some way. There's no getting around it. Whether it is through divorce, it is through death, it is through abuse, it just chooses us. And so for me, you know, I'm not going to tell you how it chose me. I will tell you this. Both of my parents were professionals. They were professional criminals. My father was a crime boss. He was one of the most wanted men in America for 26. He was wanted on the FBI's wanted list for over 5 years. And he was sentenced to 26 years in prison, but I think he served 7. And my mother was a madam. So she ran all the whorehouses in the state of Chicago and also all the truck stops in Florida. It's crazy stuff, guys. I went to 26 schools by the 10th grade. And so I kind of have a very radical story. I'm a very radical person. And my parents were very radical. I'm not going to tell you the end of their story because you need to read it. But I have chapters in here, like the Texas Cowboy, Raising Ourselves, Our Best Years, Big Money and the Boogeyman, Crab Legs and Quarters. Like, so it tells you we've been multi-millionaires, owned country clubs, car dealerships. I've also stood in line for Thanksgiving dinner, and I also lived in a tent and caught the school bus from a campground. I spent almost an entire school year sleeping in a car in a tent. And so I have known the depths of depravity, and I have known the greatest sense of wealth. And so it's just really crazy stuff. And so if you guys want to read that, y'all are welcome to get that book. I love you guys.
You are
Is any-
amazing. Oh my gosh, you are so amazing. As you can see here, several of them are saying they could hear you. They could continue to listen to you all day. So we love you, Nettie.
I know you guys got to
You
go
are
to
so
bed.
inspiring. You're and I mean, you're
is,
so inspiring.
Is anybody gonna is anyone gonna go to the retreat with us? The year celebration? Y'all raise your hand if you're coming. Awesome. Rachel's coming. Let me see. Kimberly's coming. I know I got Kimberly's coming. Shelly, you're so cute. Shelly's coming. That's exciting. So a bunch of y'all are coming. I cannot wait to see you guys and give y'all a hug. I'm used to everybody, my whole team stands in line to hug Debbie Pitts Palmer. Can y'all stand in line, even if there's just 2 of you? Oh. No. And just ask me to give you a hug.
You're gonna have your
Literally,
own mind, Nettie.
My team will trample you down to get to Debbie Pitts Palmer. My God, help us.
You're gonna have your own line, girl.
Okay. I love you guys and I appreciate y'all. So Tiffany keeps showing y'all the book. It's sold to several publishing houses have that book. Anyways, what Debbie needs to do is Debbie needs to write a book on direct sales like Mary Christensen, but we'll get there someday. All right. I love
keep
you
holding the book
guys.
because someone's asking for it, and I love my friend. And
You
y'all
love-
for real need to read the book because it will put lots of things into perspective for you. And if you're cool enough, you can even get it signed. She's famous.
That's hilarious.
She is famous. That book is her story is incredible.
Yep.
So inspiring.
Well, I love you guys so much. And Debbie, it's been my honor and privilege.
Thank you so much for bringing all this joy and happiness to us and all the training. We just love you so much. Thank you for just filling our cups.
Well, thank you for letting me. And I hope you guys have an amazing night. I don't care where you freaking are. Go earn the incentive. And don't tell me why you can't. Just go do it. Okay. All right. I love
We
you
got
guys.
this. Love you guys. Have a
Got
great
this.
night.
Okay.
Bye.
Bye, guys.